everyone, welcome back to my podcast, Esme's Country Life. In today's episode, we're going to be doing an updated My Secret Obsessions, because I think it was about maybe like a year ago, it was a long time ago now, I did a podcast episode talking about all the things that I'm kind of like obsessed with, like my favourite things at the moment, and you know, things change. I mean, to be fair, I'm still obsessed with all the things that were in the previous ones, but I've got some new ones that I need to talk to you about, because I don't know, I don't want to gatekeep. I want to be that person where when I find something that works really well for me, or I get really excited about it, I want to tell you all. But before we begin today's episode, I just want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of the podcast, Red Post, who I'm also obsessed with, who are an equestrian and country store based in the UK, and they also ship all over the world, and also on their socials they do something called Win It Wednesday. So go and follow them at Red Post Equestrian, go and enter their competitions because they have some incredible giveaways. Also, a little bit within the sponsorship, I just want to say one of my favourite or secret obsessions at the moment are my Lemure Trax trainers that are available at Red Post Equestrian, because oh my goodness, having like a pair of yard trainers for the summer I absolutely love. These ones are also waterproof, so if you're doing yard duties, filling up water buckets, maybe it's a little bit of a rainy day, because you know in the UK we do have those even in the summer, or maybe there's dew on the grass in your horse's paddock when you're walking on over to them, your feet don't get wet, which I feel like is a 10 out of 10 feature to have with trainers. And also, one thing that I'm trying to be better at is just walking around with better footwear, because I'm not gonna lie, the other day I was walking around London and I was wearing like heels and flats. I did have 2 shoes to get changed into, but oh my goodness, I have the biggest blister on my foot right now. So I feel like I've got to the age now where I'm like, I just need, I mean, I'm only 24, but I'm just ready for comfortable footwear, walking around in comfortable footwear. So I would definitely recommend those. So if you want to check them out, be sure to go to redpostequestrian.co.uk. So thank you so much to Red Post for sponsoring. And anyway, let's get into more of my secret obsessions, because yeah, wearing trainers is actually something that I've been doing a lot lately. Like the other day, just like going out, I feel like a nice pair of trainers. Oh yeah, sneakers to my American friends. I'm sorry, we call them trainers in the UK. If you're like, what is she personal trainer? What is she wearing on her feet? Anyway, so there we go. But yeah, I don't know. I love a good like dad sneaker. Maybe that's, I don't know, like a good pair of like kind of trainers, even with like a cute little tennis coat. It works. Anyway, I have, as always, my list, because I'm very organised actually for today's podcast episode. I'm very prepared. I have my list with me, so I don't forget any of my secret obsessions at the moment. But while we're on footwear and we're talking about shoes and that kind of thing, how about we talk about clothing first? Because I've tried to, like, in my list put them in like an order, but really it's going to be a little bit all over the place. You guys know the drill. If you're regular listeners to the Esme's Country Life podcast, you know my brain bounces around a little bit. We go here, there and everywhere with the topics. So we're going to start off with actually long socks. This is like a controversial one, because I feel like there's like it's all over the internet now. If you have long socks, then it's like a very Gen Z kind of thing. But if you have short, like tennis socks, it's a very millennial thing. Like 10 years ago, the go-to was wearing like sneaky socks. So it looked like you weren't even wearing socks. When now, give me a good pair of like crew socks, long socks. Absolutely love them. I don't know. I think I've had my time of short socks. You know, sometimes they shrink a little bit in the wash and sometimes they fall down. Oh my gosh. That, like, I don't know if anybody else finds that the most like uncomfortable thing when you're like your socks fall down. Oh, no, thank you. It's like when you put a jumper on and you have a long sleeve top on, and your long sleeve top gets all like bunched up your arm when you put it in the jumper hole, and it's, oh no, just absolutely uncomfortable. That drives me nuts. So anyway, long socks for the win. So I've got like a multi-pack pair of big, like, I'm not even talking, you know, a few inches. I'm talking like real long socks. And I know that, I don't know, maybe it's because like being like a horsey girl means that if I'm wearing those, it looks kind of cute with my like gym outfit, and then if I need to go and quickly hop on a horse, I'll just keep those socks on, which probably isn't great because, you know, they are white socks, and when I wear them with my horsey boots, then they do get a little bit dirty. So it probably is better for me to keep wearing my long horsey socks. But I do love a pair of long socks. Let me know in the comments if you're a long socks person or a short socks person, because I feel like this is the real question. These are the questions that I would like to formally apologise. Last week I got way too excited talking. I mean, I was very tired. In last week's episode I talked all about my busy week in London and how exhausting that was. I forgot to do comment of the week, so don't worry, we'll do comment of the week in a little bit. The next thing that I'm obsessed with that's kind of to do with clothing and accessories is hair accessories. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't actually have any in at the moment, but to be fair, it's a podcast episode. You guys are probably listening and not watching, but anyway, I love a hair accessory. Like the other day when I had one of my little trips to London, I had my Instagram lunch, I wore a headband. Now, I never thought I was like a headband or an Alice band kind of person. But once you go down that rabbit hole, no pun intended with Alice in Wonderland there, but once you go down that rabbit hole, oh my goodness, I am like obsessed. Like if I'm ever doing my hair and I'm putting it back or putting it up, I just give me a little bow. Like I know bows have been in fashion for ages now and like they're probably dying out, but I do love a hair accessory. I love a scrunchie as well, like a big frilly scrunchie. Like if my hair's in a bun, I mean I don't have it again at the moment because they're all at the cottage and I'm currently in the office in the podcast studio, so I don't have any with me because I've just been like riding and things, so my hair is not looking the best, so do not look at my hair. It's in a proper slip back bun today, hair oil, hair wash day, you guys know the drill. I think that was actually maybe in one of my previous ones, like doing a little hair mask or hair oil one, but yeah, I love myself a good hair scrunchie. I've got like a collection, they're all in pastel colours, you guys know me, I love a little pastel colour. So yeah, hair accessories have been up there. The next also item that I've been wearing loads this summer, if we're making it like a slightly summer edition one, is a skort. Oh my goodness, I love skorts. Now if you don't know what a skort is, because my dad was looking at me like, girl, what are you on about? A skort is a skirt crossed with shorts. Now I think the first skort that I actually ever wore was back when I used to do like games or PE at school or physical education, because our school uniform was wearing a skort, and I don't know, that was the only time. But now for the last like few years in the summer, a skort has been my go-to kind of thing, because don't get me wrong, I love wearing a cute little skirt, but sometimes they can be a little bit scary if there's a bit of a breeze, especially if they're shorter as well, which I've come to realise like I don't play those games anymore. It's either a skort or it's a long skirt. We're not going for, if it's above the knee, then there's got to be some shorts underneath it. So maybe that's the way I'm built, but I find that my body eats skirts. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't want to be a bit too TMI here, but I want to be looking like a decent human being, and I do not want my underwear on show. So, and also I'm an active person, so I've got a few cute little tennis skorts. So yeah, go and play tennis with my friends, go for a run, go for a country walk, and want to feel like cute and feminine in a skirt, but also don't want to be exposing myself and also want to be active. A skort is a great in between. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna gatekeep here, not sponsored, but most of my skorts are probably from Hollister, I want to say, because they have like the Gilly Hicks kind of like active kind of ones that are in like a stretchy kind of sporty material. Then I also have like some ruffly ones that have like floral patterns on, which is so cute. So they're the only way that I can wear skirts without feeling like absolutely exposed. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I love myself a skort, and that is my go-to. Or even better, a summer dress that's got like built-in shorts, because then I do love a summer dress as well, because with that you don't have to like plan, you don't have to think, oh, does this top go with this bottoms, that kind of thing. Just whack on a dress, perfect, outfit sorted, one item. I mean, I will be wearing underwear and socks as well, don't worry, but one item ready to go. So there we go, that's also I've been loving. Other thing I've been loving this summer, a big sun hat and big sunglasses, which you might be thinking, Esme, okay, like we know that you're basically almost allergic to the sun. I go on about this all the time in the podcast, but I'm a factor 50 baby vampire sun cream kind of girl. But I don't know what it is about wearing a big sun hat. Like I do have like a few like really cute little caps, but if I'm like going out, there's something like I've got actually quite a bit of a collection. If you've seen any of my Get Ready With Me's, you will see in the background in my dressing room above my like oak frame arch, which sounds really fancy. I actually just got some builders to put a hole in the wall and then put some wood around it to make it look fancy, like it's been there for ages. But above that, I have all of my like hats. And I don't know, I feel like in recent years I've really become a hat person. So I have like a few different like super cute kind of like straw hats, and I don't know what it is, but I put on a hat like that, I feel like an elegant lady. I don't know how else to describe it, but also if you wear some big sunglasses, if you're feeling like, I don't know, it just makes you feel super confident. It's like you're a little bit mysterious, a little bit, I don't know, in disguise, a little bit like, I don't know, if you're not feeling your best that day, put on a big hat and a big sunglasses, people will be like, who's that? You know? Anyway, so there we go. That I have been loving a big straw sun hat lately. So yeah, let me know if they're also, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what your kind of like obsessions are this summer, or just in general, what your favorite things are. So these ones I feel like have been very, very summery. So let me see what else we have on here. How about we go on to food a little bit more, because everyone loves a good bit of food. So newest obsession at the moment, from yesterday basically, is my raspberry plants. The previous owners actually of the cottage, before I bought it, they put these raspberry plants kind of like not in the middle of my lawn, they're kind of like on the lawn but to the side. And it was one of those things, so I was like, do I want to keep them there? Do I want to move them? I actually got to the stage where I did let my lawn go a little bit. There was one summer where I got the cottage and I was very busy. My lawn got a little bit long and it started growing over the raspberry plants. And it kind of got to the stage where I was like, it's going to be a real task. It's going to be a day if I want to take these raspberry plants out. But also, one of the reasons why I was thinking of taking them out was because my grandparents looked at them and they were like, no raspberries. They weren't really growing very well. We thought they're a bit of a goner. So I just had these raspberry plants in the middle of my lawn. Like, what am I going to do with them? So anyway, kept them there for, yeah, I've been in the cottage. Oh my gosh, no, stop. 3 years. In October, it will be 3 years that I've had the cottage. Where has time gone? Can someone please slow it down? I don't like this. I'm getting old. Anyway, so, yeah, I've had these raspberry plants coming up 3 years. And anyway, no raspberries, not a single one, not a single morsel. And I thought, that maybe this summer, this will be the summer where they can go. You know, I did a big like kind of garden renovation project on my garden last year. I mean, there's still quite a bit more that I would like to do. Like, I really want to paint my summer house. So hopefully when I'm back from Aachen in Germany, which is, I've got another busy time coming up, guys, don't you worry. Lots of stories coming soon. But yeah, that is the plan this summer. I really want to paint my summer house, do that up, do something cute in there. And I was like, while I'm doing that, I'll probably get rid of the raspberry plants at the same time. You know, make a day of it. But anyway, these raspberry plants, they've said, no, you know what? Now's our time to shine. So, yesterday I was gardening, and I don't know, I've been gardening like quite a lot recently. Like a nice little cute, that's also one of my obsessions, gardening, which I feel like might have been in my other one, but I find it so satisfying. I mean, I was that kid in lockdown. I wasn't a kid in lockdown. I was 18, 19. I had one of my secret obsessions in lockdown was playing Animal Crossing. I loved all the gardening and that. I loved like making my little island. If anybody doesn't know, it's a Nintendo Switch game. And I felt like it was very full circle because I was in my own garden doing gardening. I was like, wow, this is cool. Anyway, so there we go. So I've been doing lots of little gardening here and there in the evening, especially as, oh my goodness, I feel like I've had to like water my plants every single day for the last like month because, oh my goodness, we have just had no rain. I mean, that's every British person's secret obsession, complaining about, it's not even secret, just complaining about the weather. We're never happy. It's always too dry, too warm, too hot, too cold, too windy. Anyway, so I've been doing a lot of watering in the evenings, and I've slowly been like eyeing up my raspberry plants, being like, oh, I think something's happening. Something's going on over there. So anyway, last night I thought, today's the day. I'm going to do some harvesting. So I got a little bowl. I went over to my raspberry plants and I thought, oh, maybe, you know, there'll be enough for like a handful, like a portion of fruit, I'll have that with my dinner. Oh my goodness, like a proper like cereal bowl. It was overflowing. I was like, these raspberry plants, they pulled it out of the bag. They've had like 3 years of just chilling. And then they've gone, you know what? It's our time to shine. We've been preparing. We've been waiting for this moment. One thing I'm also surprised by, because I was talking to my grandma about this, because she's super into gardening, and she was like, "Oh, I'm surprised the birds haven't gone for them." And I was like, "I don't say that. Maybe there's something wrong with them the birds don't know about." But I mean, I had a load last night and I'm still feeling great. So raspberries, I mean, I love fresh fruit. I'm a fruit girl. My other secret obsession, not really so secret, I love blueberries. But oh my goodness, fresh fruit is expensive. Oh my goodness. So give me a punnet of blueberries and I will demolish the whole thing. Another thing that I've been enjoying lately, actually, is lemon water. Now, controversial, people love it or hate it, is, I don't know if I talked about this in the last Secret Obsessions episode, but I caved about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now, and got a Stanley Cup. I know, I am that girl. For so many years I was holding off. I was like making fun of my friend because she had one of those like big cups with the straws and that kind of thing. And I was like, you look ridiculous. I now have one. But my limits are, I do not take it outside the house, apart from in my garden. I'm not going to be that person walking around with one. I'm sorry if you are that girl. I mean, my best friend is that girl, but I will not take mine outside the house because that's too much for me. Also, one tip upside down, they're leaking. I don't know how you guys are taking them, out and about. So I have one, but only because I don't know if this is like an Esme thing or just anyway in general, but I don't forget to drink, but I am that person that I will go like hours without drinking, and then I will just down like 3 litres of water, not quite 3 litres of water, but I will down like 3 pints of water, and then I'm like a camel, and then I'll go for like ages without drinking, and I'll just forget about it, and then I'll be like, oh, I should probably have some fluids. So that's what I normally do. I get home from work or get home from the horses or whatever, I get home from somewhere and I'm like, I need to drink. I need to drink some fluid. And I'm tell you what, with the straw and everything, I do drink it quite quickly. So what I do is, because I don't know, cutting up lemon for a lemon water in like a normal glass, like it seems really fancy. But like the lemon to water ratio, especially if it's a whole lemon, because if you cut a lemon in half, then I'll put it in the fridge and I'll kind of like forget about it and then it'll go bad and it'll just be a waste of half a lemon. But if I put it in my big cup and I cut it up, and then also little sprinkle of like mint, I have my mint plant as well, like lemon and mint water, chef's kiss, so good. So there we go. Because also in my Secret Obsessions episode last time, I was saying how one of my favourite cordials is the mint and lime one. And I basically just learned how to DIY it, and probably it's healthier and probably better for me than the one with loads of sugar in. So there we go. We've got an update for you all. That is my go-to drink at the moment. Although sometimes I do find it a bit annoying when you do get like the lemon like bits in the drink. I am that person where if I have the choice between orange juice with bits or orange juice smooth, I'm a smooth girl. I can't be having that texture. No, that's too much for me. If you want lumpy food, then just go. I don't know. It's not for me. Anyway, moving on. So we have. That's kind of. I think that's all the food and things that I've been obsessed with lately. But the next thing I thought I would talk about is my secret channel. So that is something that I am obsessed with at the moment. I don't know. I think I might have sneakily mentioned it on the podcast before. I'm going to say it again. But we now have a new podcast channel. Now, it's technically not a podcast because it's all of my kind of YouTube videos, but it's got its whole new channel. So if you search up This Says Me Videos, yes, that is the name of it. Very original. I know. You can watch not only my videos that are already out, but I do have some secret ones on there that are not out on YouTube. So if you want to watch them before everybody else, go and check it out. Leave me some comments and some likes and some love. I really do appreciate it. Please love me. So that would be great because it is just launching. So we're trying to push that. But also one of my favorite things is watching. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching other people on my podcast account, but one of the best things you can do is you can download it if you have a Spotify premium account, and you can watch it on the go without Wi-Fi. So, I mean, I had my busy week in London last week. Bet what I was watching on the train? That. So, there we go. But also, we're now going on to actually, while we're talking about the podcast, I need to do comment of the week. Cannot forget comment of the week. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going on to last week's episode, which is called I am so tired / I live in London now because, girl, I was in London basically all week last week. It was my second home. Let's scroll on down to the comments and see what you guys have to say. I think it's going to be this one from Evelyn Pike, and she says, "Hey Esme, just wanted to say that my mum and I were really happy to hear that you went to the Garden Museum, as my mum has worked there for nearly 10 years now, and she loves to hear about people's experience at the museum, and I really hope you had a lovely time." So if you didn't know, went to the Garden Museum in last week's episode, in last week in general, and oh my gosh, it was beautiful. So thank you so much, Evelyn, for such a lovely message. So a little shout out to you and your mum. So leave some comments on today's episode, and you never know, you might make comment of the week. So that's actually been one of my little obsessions, has been looking at all your guys' comments, because I feel like we have like such a lovely community of people, and it's so nice like having a conversation, bit of a chat. Especially that's one of the reasons why I love the podcast, because I'm a long format girl. You can really form like more of a relationship and more of like a chatty kind of like get to know someone, like rather than just watching a few seconds and then scrolling onto someone else. So there we go. Okay, so while we're talking about tech and that kind of thing, one of my other obsessions at the moment is having an album of the week. So I don't know if anybody else does this, but this is something that I have been absolutely loving, is finding an artist that I love. Maybe they have a new album that's out, maybe it's an old one, maybe it's somebody new that I've just discovered, and having an emotional support album for the week. Because, you know, sometimes you're driving to work, you're going somewhere, you're tidying up around the house and you want to listen to some music, but you just can't really decide. Like, there's so much choice nowadays, and you don't really want to listen to your Discover Weekly, which, don't get me wrong, I love my Discover Weekly, because that's how I kind of like find out new music and that kind of thing. But sometimes you just want something that you can have a little sing along to, something that you know what you're getting. You're not going to go into a playlist and be like, oh, I don't really like that song, turn it off. Having an emotional support album for the week is brilliant, because you can, I don't know, I'm one of those people where if I really like a song or really like an album, I will listen to that thing until I am sick of it. But only having it for a week, it's enough where you can really get into it. You can really learn all the lyrics, learn all the songs, but it's not so much that it starts to really annoy you. Like, you know, that like I used to love the like Out of the Ordinary, you know, that song, but I feel like it's been so overplayed that if I hear it now, I'm like, turn it off. No, I remember the first song that was like that with me was the Pharrell Williams like Happy song. Does anybody else remember when that was on all the time? Oh my goodness. Like, if you it's like Dance Monkey as well, that's one of those songs where you hear it so often that you're just like, no, turn it off, get it away, I'm done, I'm sick. Also, the other song that was like that for me was The Greatest Showman, like This Is Me, because everyone would sing to it, because obviously my YouTube channel was This Esme, and actually I named my YouTube channel before that, just saying. I had everyone at school, they would sing it to me. I was like, oh my gosh, stop. So there we go. But yeah, having an emotional support album for the week. Oh, I need to tell you what my emotional support album of the week is. Let me find some examples. Well, this week's emotional support album is People Watching by Sam Fender. That has got some good songs in it. So we have, one of my faves are Nostalgia's Life. That's a good song. So there we go. That is my emotional. Let me know in the comments what your emotional support album of the week is, because you never know, that could be my one for next week. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a lovely thing. Also, if you're one of those people where, I mean, for me, I live in the middle of nowhere, where if I'm walking out to the horses and I want to listen to some music, I have to have everything downloaded because there is no Wi-Fi, no 4G. So that's another good thing about having an emotional support album, because if your phone runs out of storage and you can't be having all these playlists, all these songs, just have an album of the week. It's brilliant. I love it. Talking about albums, I have become a photo album person. Now, I feel like so many people can relate to me this if you're an Apple user. What on earth has Apple done with our photos? Every time, because I use photos a lot with my job. Like, I'm always airdropping stuff. I'm always downloading stuff. I'm always moving stuff out. I'm always taking photos. And when you go onto your Photos app and it's like downloaded recently, I don't want those. I want the ones I've just taken. Where are they? Where have they gone? Everything's moved. They've broken something that didn't need fixing. And I'm having a little rant here, but it's got me heated. So now, I mean, I've always done this. I've got like an album, which is like my Joey album for my horse. I've got a Casper one for my other horse. I've got a Duke one. So if I need to find a photo, then I'll just go to the album and find it. But now I'm having to make albums with everything. I have an album which is like a lot of the time when I've got events or places where I need to be, I either screenshot like the email or have like my invitation. I've had to make a whole thing which is just like, it's called like info. So I don't know if it's reminding me of back in the day when I was at school and the teachers were like, take a picture of the board and then save it to your notes. That's basically what I've done, but I have a whole album for that. And I tell you what, it is useful. It is very useful. So I would recommend everyone having an info album. I mean, I've got like ones like, I've got an album of my cottage, because if I'm ever chatting to someone, they're like, oh, what's it looking like now? How's it going? Like, I'll show them some pictures. So, because I used to do that with my favourites, but I have too many photos in my favourites now where, you know, you put a little heart on your photo so you can find it easier later. So I've basically just made albums for everything. And to tell you what, it is useful. It is useful. So there we go. So this is your time. This, if you're bored this summer and you think of something to do, make some albums, and also go through your camera roll, because I'm sure there are photos on your camera roll that do not need to be there. You don't need, I mean, you do. I was going to say, you don't need like 45 photos of your horse looking exactly the same in each photo, but that's a lie. No, you do. But you know what I mean? There are just things like that. You don't need 15 photos of this one lunch that you had with a friend. Like, one photo of the food is enough. Like, come on, guys. You need to clear out your camera roll. This is your public service announcement. So, albums of photos I've been enjoying recently as well. The next thing that I've been enjoying is people watching. Tying it back up with the people watching Sam Fender. Anyway, no. So, as you guys heard, I have had a busy week in London last week. I keep going on about it, like, sorry guys, it's my new personality. I'm a London girl now. No, I'm joking. I'm definitely a country bumpkin at heart. But I tell you what, like, on the tube, especially as like on the tube, you're often on there for like 2-3 stops. You're not on there for long. So it's like that weird time where it's like not quite long enough to like get your music out or go on your phone. And also there's never like Wi-Fi or 4G down there. So I've actually been I've been having some mindful time recently. I've been trying to spend less time on my phone. So do you know what I've been doing on my trains? People watching. Oh my goodness, it is so much fun. I mean, little top tip, don't stare at someone for more than 2 seconds or they will think that you're staring at them. That's like kind of like the sweet spot. That sounds really creepy that I'm saying that, but it is true. Just don't stare at someone for too long. But it is so fun. I like think about, oh, I wonder where they're going, who they're seeing. I wonder what their job is. I wonder what their personality is. Like, I come up with like a little backstory for each person. It is great fun. Or if there's 2 people together, I try and figure out what their relationship is. Like, if they're a couple, how long have they been together? Like, stuff like that. Amazing. But what? Also, another thing that I like to look at on people watching is people's outfits. I feel like you can tell a lot about somebody by what outfits they wear. So I like to, I don't know, I'm a nosy gal. It's quite fun. But oh my gosh, one thing that I spotted while I was people watching. Okay, now this will be on some people's secret obsessions, and if this is your secret obsession, no shade, no tea, but it's not for me. And that is Labubus. I feel like we're gonna have to talk about it because it's like the thing that everyone's talking about, and my dad's looking at me like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's on the internet now. I didn't know. This is like a little bit of a micro trend at the moment, and it's one of those things that I didn't really realize people actually were into, and I thought it was like kind of like a little bit of a joke. So a Labubu, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right, is like a little soft toy with like a creepy little plastic monster face, and it's on a keychain, and a lot of people like clip them onto their bags. It's like a cute little keychain. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a cute little keychain. I love a little bag accessory. A few of my bags, I have a little ribbon tied onto them. I also have like a little Lemure. Actually, when I was in Florida with Lemure last year, they were handing out these cute little Lemure like mini like horse keychains, I want to say. So I have like one clipped on my gym bag, one clipped on one of my work bags, because it's just like a cute little accessory. I think it's supposed to be like, you know, the Hermes like little horse keychain, which is like very expensive. It's like a cheaper, cuter version of that. But anyways, I have a few of them. So don't get me wrong, I love a cute little keychain. And also, don't get me wrong, I love a teddy or a soft toy or a stuffed animal, whatever you want to call them. I mean, I have a mini. Some people go to town with this, but I do have a few jelly cats, you know, cute little soft toys. And anyway, I'm a cutesy girly. I like stuff like that. But I don't know. They're personally not for me. If they're your taste, then that's fine. But I didn't realise how obsessed people are with them, because I think they come in like little blind boxes, so you don't know what colour you're going to get or which one you're going to get. So people try to collect them all, or to collect like a certain one, or the rare ones. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, I get collecting. I understand it. I was a kid that had Pokemon cards. What can I say? I understand that sort of hype around it. But what I didn't realise is that people would wear multiple on their bags. Now, I've only seen 2 in the wild. One was on the tube and one was at the gym. And again, I didn't really, like, I knew like a few people had them, but I didn't know that this was the thing. Now, the only time I've seen them, now maybe it's because there was quite a lot of them, so that's why like it was so obvious to me. Maybe there's been more that I've seen in the wild, but just haven't really seen. But anyway, so I've just had to tell you the story, because the 2 times that I've seen them, there's not been one. One, I can understand. Cute little keychain, get it. 2, I can kind of understand that as well. It's got a friend. You know, one's a little bit lonely, maybe a little friend to go with it. 3, that's a full-on party. But both times I've seen them, there has been 4 on the bag. 4? That's a whole colony. That's a whole infestation on your bag. 4? Girl, nobody needs 4 on their bag. So anyway, that was something that I spotted in my people watching. So let me know in the comments if you've seen a Labubu out in the wild, because again, it was one of those things where I just thought it was like an internet thing. I didn't really think it was a thing, but there we go. It's probably going to be one of those things that very unfortunately ends up in landfill in a few years' time when it's not a trend anymore. But hey ho. Anyway, moving on. So people watching has been one of my favourite things recently. Okay, we're going to go back onto kind of like more like makeup-y kind of things now, because last time I got you guys on some of my favourite makeup-y things, but this one is actually a little bit more summary, and that is having an SPF over makeup spray. Again, I said it before, I'm a SPF 50 kind of gal. Always put my sun cream on in the morning, even in the winter, because I want to be having this baby face for the rest of my life. I know it doesn't quite work like that, but I'm trying my best. I'm looking after my skin. I spend a lot of time outside in the sun with the horses and in the countryside. But when I found out this was a thing, oh my gosh, lifesaver. Because there's some days where you put your sun cream on in the morning. If you're out all day and it's a really hot day and you have pale skin like me, you probably do need to put a bit of a top up on midday. But this spray, because obviously at horse shows and things, I've got my full face of makeup on. I'm ready to go. I'm looking professional, like that kind of thing. I want to feel my best. But putting sun cream over makeup, it's not the vibe. It's difficult. It's not good, especially if, like, I don't know, it's an event and somebody's done my makeup for me. Then I don't want to be messing that up. But an SPF over spray, you got to make sure that you shake it properly, because there was once where I didn't, and I literally like had a little white freckles it looked like on me. But an over the top, my dad, sorry I've just started giggling because my dad didn't know what a Labubu was until literally me explaining it 5 minutes ago, and he's literally just searched it up on the internet, and he's like proper chuckling at like what these things are. So he's imagining a whole colony on this girl's bag. So anyway, there we go. And he's proper like greasing in the background. Anyway, I've lost it. So yeah, over makeup spray. Also, I love a little blush. I was never a blush person when it came to makeup, but recently, I mean, I got a little bit on today, just so, especially as growing up, one of the things I was really insecure about was having really red cheeks. So I do think I have a bit of like mild rosacea on my right cheek, I think it is, yeah, where it's just like a little bit redder. And I remember when I first started wearing like a little bit of makeup or a little bit of concealer and stuff to school, and there was one day where I didn't, and this boy was like, oh my gosh, Esme, have you got like loads of blusher on? And I was like, what? No, I've just not got any makeup on. He was like, oh, because I think I was people so used to not seeing me with my old red cheeks. But now I love it. Love a little bit of blush on my cheeks. Obviously not too much. Don't want to get blush blindness, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's because it kind of blends in nicely, so it kind of looks like I'm doing it on purpose rather than I got my red cheeks out. Because sometimes it does literally look like someone's just slapped me around the face, which I don't want people to look at me and think somebody's like slapped me around the face. But anyway, so there we go. I do like a little cheeky bit of blusher nowadays. It's interesting how like things that you used to hate when you were younger that you kind of love now. Like I remember when I was younger, like used to hate my freckles. Everyone was like, I mean, we're talking like 2016 makeup where everyone was like full coverage. Like at 2016 makeup, if you don't know what that looks like, search it up, because it is like next level insane. Like the people that can do that sort of makeup are incredible makeup artists. Like I was never that girl, just because I was like did not have the skills or the facilities for that. But now people are drawing on fake freckles, so it's interesting to see how things change. But anyway, moving on. We're going to go back to food, actually, because I forgot to put this one in. But matcha. I never thought I'd be a matcha person because I tried it once and wasn't quite for me. It was like, it kind of tastes like a little bit like, I don't know, like muddy. I don't know how else to describe it. But really got into it. Oh my gosh. Favourite matcha is the raspberry and white chocolate one. Now, I do think it does taste better. It has a little bit of sweet in, just like a little bit of something. So I think I talked about this recently, but not that recently, but my go-to is if I go for a little run in my local town across the seafront, then I go to the M&S Cafe. This sounds so like grandma-y. I like to go to the M&S Cafe just because it's really quiet and nobody's there at like 10 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday when I go for my run. And I go and have a matcha afterwards and like a little breakfast sandwich. So, but yeah, the raspberry and white chocolate one, probably not very healthy for you because it's got a lot of sugar in, but after a run, like my little sweet treat that I go for, I love a little matcha. So that's my other thing that I was going to say. I've said this quite a few times, it's not really a secret session, but getting up early in the morning, first thing in the morning, before everyone's awake, oh my gosh, you feel like a superhero because everyone's asleep. You feel so much better than everyone else because they're all in bed being lazy and you're up doing things. And then like by midday, you've already had like pretty much a whole day of activity. You've already been doing loads of stuff. So, and also I feel like I'm chasing that high of back in the day, maybe I shouldn't call it a high, but back in the day in COVID when there was like nobody about and it felt like you were the only person on earth. That feeling is like, maybe it's because I've been a week in London, again, making this my personality, but when, I don't know, going out and feeling like you're the only person on earth, it is an incredible feeling. So that, waking up early on a Sunday morning, you can have that feeling on that day and it's brilliant. So also as a woman, like going around on my own on a Sunday morning, it feels safer than, you know, going around on a Saturday night. You don't want to be doing that on your own. Next up is washi tape. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of my like birthday presents, which I ordered myself online, and my mum and dad were like, just order what you want for your birthday. Here's the budget. I was like, perfect. I'll get some washi tape. We really go out with the birthday presents in my household. No, I am very grateful. But washi tape. Oh my goodness. I've found this multi-pack of washi tape because, as you guys know, I love my scrapbook. I love scrapbooking. And before I always had like, you know, little sheets of paper with like flowers on or that kind of thing that I would cut out, or like cute little patterns or scrap bits of paper that would stick in. But washi tape is so much easier because a lot of the time the pieces of like paper that I would cut would be like kind of tape size. Almost, and I have like a summer flower one, I have an autumn flower one, I have like a winter design one. So oh my gosh, all my scrapbook's going to be super seasonal. It's going to look so cute. Washi tape is so slept on. And also washi tape is not that expensive either. Like each roll was like less than £1 like anyway. So I have a big old washi tape collection now, guys. So watch out. She's got the washi tape. Also talking about like kind of crafty things, I love a collage. I do actually a thing on my iPad or my tablet every time, every kind of like season. So for like, especially like things like coming up to Christmas or coming up to like winter or autumn, I'll write like a little bucket list for the season. So I'll be like, these are the things that I want to do. For example, like I was going to do with someone. I've kind of done my someone. I've done like a list of like fun things to do, but I haven't actually like made it into a collage. Now what I normally do, I do one for the year as well. So in that collage I'll put like redo my summer house, or like kind of like big projects or big things that I want to do, like go to the beach with my friends, like stuff like that. But this year I'm thinking of actually doing the opposite. So actually making like a little collage of all the memories that I've done this summer, like picking my raspberries in my garden. Like some people think that's really sad, but I think it's so cute. And like, so then I can look back and be like, oh my gosh, I have done so much this summer. Because I think it's very easy to go, oh, I haven't really like done much. Like I think you do more than you actually think. Like it's just like little things, like me and my friend went to the cinema that day, or we went out for like a cute little coffee date, or like stuff like that. It's the little things and little memories in life that's so much fun. So I'm gonna make a little collage. Normally I make it like a one, like a what I want to do, but I think this year actually I'm going to do like just use all photos that I've taken myself. Like often I'll go on Pinterest and I'll be like, oh, that's a fun activity, add that to the collage, or oh, that's a cute outfit, add it to the collage, like that sort of thing. So there we go, making a little, maybe actually I was actually thinking for a podcast episode if you would like that, let me know, is doing like a summer bucket list of like fun summer activities, like from all different things. They're not going to be like, oh, let's go on like a Caribbean cruise. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like, oh, let's go for a walk and spot wildflowers, like just like little fun things like that. Well, things that I find fun, that might definitely won't be up everybody's street, but for me it will be, of like fun, like really easy, like accessible things that you can do this summer. Because I found that when I was younger, especially like living in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, I couldn't just like go out and see my friends at the time because we all lived quite far away. So I'm thinking of like, I don't know, let me know if you would like some summer activity inspo. And this could be for anyone at any age, because I know us girls in our 20s, we're busy, we're living our working life or maybe uni life or whatever you're doing. Something that like you could easily like fit around work-life balance, because I know work-life balance can be tricky. So there we go. I think that is all of my summer obsessions. Let me know if you have any in the comments below, because again, comment of the week, and I love hearing what you guys get up to, because you get me onto some good stuff. Like, you're like, Esme, if you like strawberry and raspberry and white chocolate matcha, you need to try blueberry matcha. Just like little things like that. Anyway, so on that note, I'm going to finish off today's episode there. I really hope you enjoyed hearing all of my obsessions at the moment. Also, I just want to say a huge thank you to Red Post for very kindly sponsoring the podcast. Go and check them out at redpostequestrian.co.uk, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!